Hey, what's up, America? I want to show you a lot of the gentrification in our city that's been happening along old world neighborhoods that are pushing people in poverty out of the neighborhoods. So you see these type of houses right here? These are the new type of houses that have been coming in that cost more than $500,000. And the only people that can afford these homes are people that are coming from California. Here's an older specimen right there. And you can see, just look at all these tract housing. Each one of these are anywhere between 500,000 and 600,000. And then you see an older house like right there. And so what they're doing is they're putting a lot of high-end homes and high-end apartments in these areas that were very inexpensive to live in. So here you see these fucking mansions, and then you see these tract homes that are very cheap. So like this one right here probably costed $70,000. Whereas this one over here is a modified one that's starting to cost $600,000. So what's happening is those really nice homes are going into neighborhoods that are considered classic like this, and it's driving all these people out and allowing those people from California to come in and fuck over everything. And so you see where those multi-million-dollar houses are. Some of them over here. But right up the street this way is one of the most crime-ridden neighborhoods in the entire city. So you have these multi-million-dollar or near-million-dollar homes coming in to these areas that are mom and pop areas and just driving the people out. Now, aesthetically, it starts to look a little bit better, but it also drives 50 people out for every one person that can come in. And so then you're seeing a lot of old businesses going out of business and then being replaced with these areas of high cost that nobody else can afford, except these people from California that are coming in, like this I'm gonna show you. And so these are some of the older businesses. A lot of these are out of business now, you can see, which is unfortunate because these were like hardware stores and things like that, and they've been replaced. And you can see some of the old houses still, but then here once again is the high-end multi-use buildings, which is fine, but what it's bringing in are other businesses that are unaffordable for the people that live here. And so while it's nice and everything, nobody can afford this shit pod town type of thing that's starting to develop, and I'll show you that. And so here's the big giant apartments that are being created. These are about $2,200 a month, when just 5 years ago, a house like that was about $800 a month. So, see what I'm saying? It's not a good feel. If these were $800 a month, that's one thing, but they purposely made everything more expensive. And so initially they tried to get the old world theaters like this and these restaurants and different businesses and stuff like that involved, but what ended up happening is the older businesses started going out of business, like the one that's for rent there, and being replaced with stuff that was unaffordable. And so basically what's happening is you're pricing people out of their own homes and replacing them with people from different states that are gonna basically pay more. And then you get shit like this. So what I'm gonna show you is the people that used to live in these houses that are now homeless and where they have to live. And so here's another one of these apartment buildings. These are about $2,000 or more a month. And the people that live here are generally not from here, they're transplants. And then what I'm gonna show you, like I said here in a second, are the people that used to live here that no longer can afford to live here but are stuck here. And so here's one of the encampments that are starting to be built here because this person probably lost their home and now they're forced to live here. And here's another one that's been set up. People are losing their homes and they're having to live in the woods, literally. And here's another one. This is just in the last couple of weeks. Here's an individual I've captured. And so here's abandoned factories also. That's another thing that's coming in here. So you have abject wealth coming into two streets over, followed by poverty. Also, just want to say, look at that. It's like $500,000. It looks like shit. And then of course up here you have another tent city starting. These are all over the town I live in, by the way. The tent cities, constant. And these are generally people that lived in the neighborhood and can't afford to live here now. So the homeless population in my town has grown like 100% in the last 3 or 4 years. Yet people from California keep coming in and building more and more expensive homes, and from the West Coast and generally liberal cities, and it's pricing everybody out. But nobody can leave either because there's not enough money. So you're getting homeless encampments like that springing up all over the city I live in, Indianapolis. I could go countless examples of this. I know where at least probably 20 or 30 homeless encampments are right now. Some are probably the size of 300 or 400 at a time. And that giant one I'm talking about's over by the zoo where everybody with money goes. So there's really a divide between the rich and the poor, and it's pricing people out of the city that they grew up in. So is this just progress, or is it purposely done to fuck the poor to bring in a different economy? Or is that the way it should be, and maybe people just need to work harder? I don't know. You tell me. What do you think?